Hi, today I wanted to talk about spinning on a spinning wheel. So as you know, I do a lot of large knit portraits and I utilize vintage knitting machines that I've hacked. And because of the kind of art that I make, I don't often have a need for hand spun yarn because it doesn't work very well with the knitting machine. The knitting machine has a lot of, you know, the yarn needs to be really tough to get through all those little bits and pieces and hooks and everything of the knitting machine. So I don't usually use them on the knitting machine. So sometimes I'm not really sure what to do with my hand spun yarn. However, recently I've started creating art yarn and then incorporating that into my knit portraits as sort of an interesting texture element to add sort of on top of the portraits. And I also have plans to turn my knitting machine into a loom. It would still function as a knitting machine, but I would just add a loom attachment and be able to weave with it as well, which would open the door to using lots of different textures of yarn. So I got interested in breaking out my spinning wheels again because spinning is such a relaxing and calming and just really fun craft and project to work on. So in the past, I've done quite a bit with a drop spindle, which I love because you can kind of, like, I would like walk around and like spin the yarn. I felt kind of like a spider. I could just kind of walk around and like spin yarn on this drop spindle. And I learned that pretty quickly. And I have, so I have the drop spindle. I haven't used that in years though. And then I have two spinning wheels. I have the Lendrum, which I got from a good friend of mine for a trade for some artwork. So I'm so incredibly grateful to them because I'd always wanted a spinning wheel and she had one and was able to give it to me. So it's amazing and it works beautifully. And then I got another spinning wheel, I think just last year at an estate sale. I don't spin frequently enough that I was like, oh, I won't get the spinning wheel. But then they marked down the price to $30 and I could tell that it was a working spinning wheel, that it had all the parts and everything. So, you know, I had to go rescue it because no one else was taking it. So who knows where it would have ended up. So I got a second spinning wheel that does much thinner fibers. So I have two. I haven't I've gotten the estate sale one to work, but I'm not very good at it yet. So I am warming up by using the Lendrum that I got from the friend of mine, sort of warming up, getting back used to spinning before I go and jump on the one I got from the estate sale, which is a little trickier to operate because it only has one foot pedal and it's a different form factor. So yeah, so I've been having a ton of fun spinning and making some yarn, and you know, I'm looking forward to incorporating the hand spun yarn into my knitted portraits again, or doing it with the weaving, which I think will be so exciting and fun. So I'll make sure as I do those things, I'll take you guys along.